Hey guys, and welcome back to another Sinister Cup Pokemon Go PvP video. And I know it's been a while, but basically my laptop broke, it's fixed, we're back. So we're up against Brock and Roll, and we've got the Alolan Marowak mirror match to start. So this is all going to be about baiting, about taking shields with Bone Club and getting Shadow Balls through to do massive damage. So we kind of we shield up basically, and we fall for the shield bait. He just threw a Bone Club, so he got us there, but now we're going to go for the Shadow Ball and hope that he thinks it's a shield bait and doesn't shield. So he let that go through, which absolutely destroys his Alolan Marowak. He's down to 2 Pokemon now, just because he didn't shield that move. And he actually brings in Claydol here, which is also fairly weak to Alolan Marowak, because the Shadow Balls will do massive damage. So I decided to throw the Bone Club there as another shield bait, which he does take. And then I think we're going to throw another Bone Club here. We were kind of tapping it a bit early because if he was counting moves, you wouldn't have been able to get to a Shadow Ball. So we just let that Earth Power come through. Doesn't really matter, we just want to keep the shield. And we can bring in Steelix, who's going to be able to do super effective damage with the Crunch. We have to be a little worried about his charge move, so we switch out as he's getting this charge move off. It's probably going to be Earth Power or Earthquake, and wants Earth Power, which is going to do basically nothing to Drifblim. And Drifblim is going to be able to do super effective damage to that Claydol. So throwing an Ominous Wind here, which will do massive damage. Down goes Claydol, kind of hoping to get the boost, but we didn't get it. And he brings in Medicham, so basically it seems like his 3 was just really weak to Ghost. Alolan Marowak, Medicham, and Claydol. I guess Claydol wasn't as weak. Oh, they were all weak. So he went double Psychic plus a Ghost, and Ghost is weak to itself, Ghost. So yeah, he just wasn't in a great spot here, so I'm not sure. I think we were trying to go for the Shadow Ball there, but we were not able to get that before he gets to this Ice Punch, so down goes Drifblim, but we've still got Steelix, who isn't in a great spot here up against Medicham, but because we have the energy stored up, we could go alright here. We throw that first Crunch, and also as an extra bonus, Power Up Punch does so much less damage now, or 50% less, that you can see Steelix can just tank them, and it's not the end of the world. He's going to throw another one, but Steelix will just eat it, no worries. In it comes, and then throw another Crunch, and this should finish off the Medicham, or if not, really close to finish off. Yeah, down goes Medicham, and that is GG's. So I think team composition is really important in the Sinister Cup. You can see there that just because of the 3 he had, he was really weak to my double Ghost lineup. So we were going Drifblim, who was met with an Alolan Raichu lead, which is not what we want to see. So we get out of there straight away, and we actually go into Poliwrath, which isn't great. As I was just saying, this lineup is actually really weak to Alolan Raichu, and Alolan Raichu is not something I was expecting to see. So I'm throwing the Power Up Punches, but they're again not really doing much, plus they're resisted because of the Psychic typing, so we're not in a great spot here. Probably shouldn't have thrown that Power Up Punch, although he actually burned the shield, so I think that's probably good for us. We bring in the Steelix here, who is in a much better spot. We would have switched into Steelix first, but we were worried about getting switch locked basically. Now he brings in Claydol. Now we're in a good spot here either way. Both Pokemon we have, Steelix and Drifblim, are going to be able to do super effective damage up against the Claydol. So we throw that Crunch just to get the damage down, and then going to throw the Ominous Winds, I think, just to try and maybe get the boost. We don't, oh no, we do shield. We definitely shouldn't have shielded that move there, because again, Claydol is most likely going to be using those Earth type moves, Ground type moves, and yeah, they're just not going to do much to Drifblim. So we do take out the Claydol. He brings in a Alolan Raichu, and we're able to get this Ominous Wind off before he gets a charge move off, and he shields that up, and I think we might shield. Yeah, we shielded up that Thunder Punch. It was just a Thunder Punch, kind of hoping that we'd be able to feint down the Alolan Raichu, and we are able to. Now we're not in a great spot here, because we don't have any great counter, and he's got some energy advantage on that Steelix. So we throw the Shadow Ball in the Drifblim, which is going to do masses of damage, but he's charging up a lot of energy here, and he's going to be able to get an Earthquake onto our Steelix. We should have thrown that Ominous Wind, but we were really trying to get up to a Shadow Ball, and it probably would have changed the flow of the game here, because he's able to get that Earthquake followed by a Crunch and take us out. Even if we were able to, even if the Ominous Wind was thrown, I wouldn't have been able to get to even a Crunch. Yeah, that was just GG's there. Again, weakness of the team to Alolan Raichu. So we have got a good lead here. Poliwrath versus Bastion switches into Alolan Raichu, and I came prepared this time. Unfortunately, not prepared enough to be able to switch properly, I guess. But we are getting some lag here. Just Yep, and are able to get out of there, but more lag. He gets off an extra couple of attacks, but doesn't matter too much. It is a wild charge, who does a little bit of damage, but it's not tons, and Bastion is going to be doing an amount. He's doing some good damage back. It's probably going to be another wild charge. He's not expecting that we're going to shield. He's going to be able to get to another wild charge before we finish him off though, so we are going to have to shield this, which probably means that it's a Thunder Punch bait, and that's exactly what it is. So maybe we should have shielded an earlier move, but at any rate, we take him out. We don't have too much health on the Bastion to farm, and we're just going to throw that. We go for the Flamethrower. Not the best when you're up against something which has a sub-flame typing, but it doesn't matter because he decides to burn the shield on it. And both Flamethrower and Stone Edge are the exact same amount of energy, 55 energy, so it doesn't really matter which one it was. It got shielded, and he actually shields both. So, I mean, that is definitely good for us, that he's burning those shields. He's got a fair bit of energy chunked up though, so we were a little worried about that. We bring in the Poliwrath, and I think we're going to shield here and try and go for, oh no, let it come through, which doesn't do a ton to us, but we're actually going to be able to get to this Hydro Pump. Now, he hasn't seen us with the Hydro Pump yet, so he's not going to be expecting it, and also he has no shield, so just away goes Alolan. Brings in Bastion, and we're in a bit of a rough spot because Power Up Punch is nerfed. We were trying to get to that Hydro Pump, which we weren't initially going to try and do, but yeah, we weren't able to. In comes Bronzong, who's going to be able to do super effective with the Bulldoze, but Bastion is going to be able to do super effective back with Flamethrower. We did have that one shield saved up, so we could block the first Flamethrower. Throwing this Bulldoze, and it almost finishes him off. So he's going to be able to get a Flamethrower off here, so it's just a matter of how much damage the Flamethrower does. And it doesn't do enough, so Bronzong should finish off with Confusions here, and that is GG's. So definitely some lessons to learn from that battle, I think. But we're going into this fourth one, and we have again got a terrible lead up against Alolan Raichu. And also again, we are packing two things that are weak to Alolan Raichu. So clearly I just wasn't getting the hint that I really had to be ready for Alolan Raichu up against this guy. But yeah, and we shielded up the Thunder Punch, which again is a mistake. Now, this was recorded like 4 days ago, back when my laptop was working. So I haven't quite nailed the Fighting Charge move, whereas King actually recently put out a video about how to do the Fighting Charge move better. So I'm actually going to link that in the description below. Basically, instead of just doing circles, you can kind of follow the bubbles, and yeah, so I'll be trying that out a little bit more in more present videos. But he's getting off another charge move here. It's going to be a wild charge because we have no more shields. Down goes Medicham, and now we actually were able to get a Power Up Punch off just before we go down, which is fantastic. And almost takes out the Alolan Raichu, but again, Power Up Punch does nothing now. And we're back in this rough spot with two Pokemon weak to Alolan Raichu. We were hoping to be able to finish him off with that super effective ghost damage, but unfortunately he is able to get a Thunder Punch off. His new it's Thundershock, isn't it? His new quick move charges up so quick. We charge up to the Shadow Ball, throw the Omnis Wind because he's still holding onto a shield. It's unlikely that we'd be able to get anything off, but at any rate, bring in Poliwrath. Because we have no shields, he's probably charged up to a Shadow Ball by now, so he's going to be able to throw that, which could do tons of damage. He's going to be able to get to another Shadow Ball before we can get to a Hydro Pump, so there wasn't really much hope in going for the Hydro Pump, but actually he throws a Bone Club. Now I assume he thought that would feint my Poliwrath, and then he'd have energy to go, but it is not a great move and just wasn't enough to finish off the Poliwrath, so we are able to take him out. Brings in Steelix, and again, not a good spot. We didn't really have anything for it. Poliwrath was on low health, Drifloon was on low health. It was GG's. Again, Alolan Raichu weakness. So this time we opened up with Bastion, hoping to get that Alolan Raichu, but instead we have a Steelix. So Steelix does have some shield baiting capabilities, which is definitely not great for us because we do not. So we're basically just going to be throwing straight flamethrowers. He knows we're going to be throwing straight flamethrowers, and they take a lot of energy, 55 energy to actually throw. So we shield that first one, and then this could be a crunch or an earthquake. So we let it come through, and luckily it is a crunch, so we weren't shield baited there. And then he's getting off another charge move here, which again could be a crunch or an earthquake. We shield up this time, and it was an earthquake, so a correct shield. And we're going to be able to get another flamethrower off, so we'll see if he decides to burn the second shield or just let this one go through. and he doesn't shield up, so he's burned both shields. We're thinking about whether we're going to burn both shields. He does have the potential to shield bait us here, so we might let this, actually shielding up again, and it is another earthquake. So really hoping to get to this flamethrower first, which we are able to do. This won't fade down the Steelix though, I don't think, because he is so tanky. And yet you can see even getting that flamethrower landed, it's just not enough. And he was going to get that earthquake off. We were thinking about maybe switching out and tanking the earthquake, but didn't really need to. So bringing in the Alolan Marowak here, he's just going to charge up energy. And we switched into Haunter to maybe catch the crunch, just as a sacrificial basically. This is non-legacy Haunter. I do have a legacy Haunter, but was just trying out the non-legacy. And yeah, down goes Steelix there. So he's still got 2 Pokemon that we haven't seen yet. So we'll see what he's got to take on this Alolan Marowak. He's got some energy. Brings in a Alolan Marowak of his own, which is fantastic for us. So he charges us some extra energy before he's able to get the Shadow Ball, and then throw Shadow Ball of our own, and that will just delete Alolan Marowak. Goodbye, Alolan Marowak. In comes his next Pokemon, which is Alolan Raichu. So again, we get to throw this Shadow Ball, and this will wreck. Absolutely delete button. Goodbye, Alolan Marowak. Total sweep. So that is GG's. Thank you, Brock, for the battles. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, especially that subscribe one, and I'll see you in the next one for more up-to-date videos now that Knifetop's back. So, see you for more Sinister soon. Cha 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 cha.